See, by not noting that he was a terrible human being, that he was responsible for the deaths of Americans and especially Iranians and Iraqis and Yemenis and Lebanese, and he was the chief of terrorism that is part of the Iranian regime. It doesn't help kids think in a moral sense. We kill the killer. We kill the murderer. So what will you say to your child? Qasem Soleimani was a top military leader in Iran, a country in the Middle East. How about a country whose regime is a tyranny, whose regime gathers millions of its citizens to scream death to America? Well, way before the current president was president. And is the only country in the world to threaten genocide, to announce genocide and the annihilation of a country in its attitude toward Israel. Is it that if kids are not given a moral explanation for what happened, then they really are confused. The killing of Soleimani was a moral act against an immoral person. Why did the U.S. take action against Soleimani? President Donald Trump has called Soleimani a terrorist. Trump says Soleimani ordered attacks on American military and diplomats. Trump says Soleimani ordered attacks on American military and diplomats and was planning attacks against Americans in the Middle East. For this reason, Trump, I don't know, do you talk to your kids with just the last name of a president? Mr. Trump or President Trump or the president? I think that would be more appropriate. I wonder if they had Trump for kids, how to talk to your kids for Time for Kids, that they do the same with President Obama. For this reason, Trump ordered the U.S. military to kill Soleimani. The drone attack took place at an airport in Baghdad in Iraq. An Iraqi leader was also killed. Why don't the U.S. and Iran get along? These are questions that the piece poses and then gives answers to. The U.S. and Iran have a difficult relationship. Do you notice how neutral this whole thing is? There's no good and bad. There's no right and wrong. It's just we have a difficult relationship. It's been this way for many years. In 1979, Iran took 52 American diplomats and citizens hostage. They were released after 444 days. We have a difficult relationship. We don't have a difficult relationship with free countries. We have a difficult relationship with tyrannies. If my child is feeling worried, what should I do? Psychologist Paul Coleman, author of Finding Peace When Your Heart is in Pieces, spoke to Time's Belinda Luscombe. He suggests following these safe steps. Search for hidden questions or fears. Ask what else is in their mind. Act. Keep routines going. Homework, bedtime rituals, and so on. Feel feelings. Let them know their feelings make sense, says Coleman. Let them talk it out and show that you understand. My parents did not make sure, let me know that my feelings always made sense. May I suggest to parents that you not take that approach. Sometimes your feelings, you too, not forget a 10-year-old, sometimes our feelings don't make sense. That is one of the most important things to know in growing up and mastering life. Frequently, our feelings don't make sense. If you feel, I mean, it doesn't. It's not a good general lesson. You don't ridicule your kids' feelings if they don't make sense, but you have them master it. I feel like I don't want to go to school. Well, that makes sense. It does. It makes perfect sense that you feel that you don't want to go to school. But I think most parents will say, so what? Mastering feelings, negating feelings, working against feelings is what most of us have to do much of the time. Feelings make us human, but if we live and act on our feelings, we will be inhuman.